Hey everyone, welcome to The Roadmap, Benzinga's new NFT show. The last few episodes, we've featured some great interviews and some great teams. We've had on the Vogue Collective, Robotos, the Doge Pound, Oniforce, Crypto Dads, and the team behind Bloot. We also did our first NFT giveaway. Stay tuned for future NFT giveaways. We've got a great show today. We're going to have on Young Investor. We're going to be talking whales. We're also going to be running through headlines of the top NFT projects out there. Stay tuned. This is The Roadmap. All right, guys, welcome back to another great episode of The Roadmap, Benzinga's NFT show that airs Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Looks like we're getting a lot of viewers on over from our last show. Let me go ahead and bring on my co-host, Maz. Maz, what's going on, buddy?
Yo, what's up, Chris? How you doing today?
Doing great. Another great episode we've got. We had a great one on Tuesday with the team behind Bloot. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on, recap that for anyone who missed. If anyone did miss that, I would encourage you to go back and find that episode. That was definitely a fun one that we've done, a very fun conversation, and also some great education. But again, we'll get into that later. I do want to go ahead and bring on our guest today. He has actually been on the show before. We have young investor joining us. He's here to talk again about some NFT projects that he loves and also give us some new news. So I hope everyone out there is excited. So without further ado, young investor, what's going on?
Hi, thanks for having me on as always.
Of course, we're happy to have you back. You know, one of the projects that you talked about last time you were on was Secret Society of Whales, and you know, I'm seeing some big sales out there in whale land. What can you tell us about, you know, the recent activity in this project?
Yes, what I'm seeing with whales right now is we've got a 0.1 floor, and we had a guy called Bass. You know, I've talked to him a few times actually, and last night he went, and I think it was almost 100 whales, and then we've had a load of more sales after that, loads more expensive ones. You know, a load of them, people starting to jump in. So, you know, the thing which I think's changed now is when you look at the Secret Society of Whales, you know, it's been like this for a while now. The floor price right now is a 0.1, but we're seeing, I think we just had a sale of 9.38 ETH for one, 9.28 ETH, sorry. So you've got something for 9 ETH selling, and you've got 0.1 floor. We also had sales, I think it was, I've got some here, someone sent me, we've got, I think it's around 3 for 3 ETH. We've got loads of 2s and a few 1s in last 72 hours. So right now the project's seeing a lot of traction on terms of more expensive ones. I personally listed 2, no one takes profits, and also to roll in some floor whales, inspire some of the floor. And you know, I had one whale on for sale previous, which was a few weeks ago, and that took about 4 days to sell. These both went within 2 hours. Right now, you know, the amount of traction, the amount of liquidity which they've just got into projects is the same. There's a 5% royalty which will go into community wallet. That will mean for future giveaways and all that kind of stuff. An important thing to stress, and you know, I want to make clear now, is we just had what we're doing, our own kind of elections for whales, where we've brought in a load of community members from not just being in the main chat, not just being in the cigar club, you know, the private chat for holders, but they're bringing in. We've now got a guy called Julian. I've talked to him many times before. You know, he's probably watching right now. Shout out to Julian. You know, Julian's now taken over the Twitter. He's got tons of cool ideas. We've been scheming about it now. They're bringing on loads of community members now. It's not just about, you know, the main 3, you know, the founders, you know, especially Big John. It's now about the whole community playing their step. We've also got something which we have the floor sweep. This will be our second ever floor sweep. So the whales will vote on 4 projects which were voted on 2 days ago. So the top 4 are now going into a final vote, and whichever is selected and most voted by the community on their Discord server, then that project will mean that the whales will go and spend funds around 10 to 15 ETH from the community wallet to buy up a floor of a collection. I think it's Crypto Dads. I think there's a few others. I think the lowest one right now with the floors are 0.25. They previously did that for Rumble Kongs. That's turned out really amazing. That really started kind of a thing between us and Rumblekongs, kind of close partnership. This is second floor suite for us. There's tons of things coming up for this project. Now, I've been buying a few at the moment. Yeah, I think I've got 28 whales, 27 whales. So yeah, I'm pretty bullish on this project.
Go ahead, Matt.
Absolutely. Yeah. So young investors, so tell us a little bit more about how did you find this project and why do you love the project so much?
Yeah, so this is a project, this has been around for just over a month. I'd say maybe a month and 1 week, 2 weeks now. And, so it hasn't been out for long, at all. I think it started on the August the 15th. So we slowly started to rise up since then. I think the mint was at 0.05 and it went down to 0.02. So obviously sky ballooned back up. But, I found out about this project. I was browsing on NFT lanyards before I've gone super heavy to NFTs, a few weeks ago. So I'm looking for different projects. I go onto their Discord. I start reading about whales. I start doing research on them. I really like what I see. Upcoming was the Bored Ape draw where they gave away one Bored Ape. So, that was a really big draw. It took loads of people to the project. It was a really fantastic move in my opinion. I think they brought for about 25 ETH that Bored Ape. About a few weeks back. So that was a really smart move from the community wallet. So you went out and tried to buy 100 ETH. Or a 35 ETH, maybe it was actually 15, Bored Ape, then they're not going to afford it. This one was, I think, one of the rarer ones, the Bored Ape, I think it was worth around $150,000 to $200,000. 100% had offers. I think it was an offer for $158,000 on it. So, very kind of interesting giveaway for them. So I went and I brought 4 floor whales at the time. So they selected 5 whales, along with they gave away a load of other stuff as well. Alongside that giveaway, they selected 5 whales to go into the final draw. One of mine, some kind of miracle, I guess you'd say, got selected. So I traded that for 28 whales. I've sold a few since. I think I've sold around $1,000 worth today. I might roll that back into the floor, but actually I think it's a bit more than that. About 0.6 ETH I sold today. I'm going to roll that back into the floor on some other projects, maybe just put some in there. Something like some stable coins or something, just do the research on that. But yeah, so I'm super bullish on what's happening, and that's really how I found the project. The Discord, is one of the best Discords I've ever seen. I've been in a few Discords before, people send me invites constantly. The amount of invites I get from people is kind of crazy at the moment. I go into loads of these Discords, first thing you're greeted with is not always, I'll say, the nicest person coming forward. It's kind of the obviously, if you ask a question. This community is absolutely phenomenal. Instantly, as soon as you come in, you can really ask any question you want. And everyone's there to help you. I've never really seen any kind of time where anyone's ever shrugged down someone's questions. There's a judgment-free channel where people answer questions. So let's say you're new to Ethereum, you can ask something about gas. Because gas apply for different projects. That was one before. So, for an example, I think a question was, if I buy something for $10 in ETH. Is gas the same? People go out. So I think community also really stands out, combined with the liquidity we've seen recently and the community now taking over projects. I really do think this is a collection with big things to come.
Amazing.
Tell us more about the gold whales. That was the tweet I saw was Secret Society had some recent sales of the gold whales there. And it looks like on OpenSea, there is a total of 49 whales that have the gold skin. This is a pretty cool trait. Have you owned any of the gold ones, or is that something you're looking at here?
Oh, I want to own one so bad, Chris. But I'm gonna get one. I promise you that. I'm gonna get one at some point. If I've got to sell a few, I'll sell a few. If I have to spin something off, I've got to spin something off. But I will get a floor whale, I promise you, at some point. Gold whale, sorry. But yeah, so the gold whales we've seen extreme liquidity, and the third rarest, I believe, is their fifth or third, sold for 9.28 ETH to Bass. So that was, I think, the largest sell ever at the collection, 9.28 ETH. As almost, I think it was over $20,000, $30,000 for one of these whales, whatever that may be. So we've had that large amount of liquidity in the golds. Tons have been snapped up recently, especially I think we've seen the floor now. I think the lowest, last time I checked, this may have changed in the last hour or two. But the lowest gold whale was, I think it was 2.48 ETH. You could buy one for, and if that one's sold, then it goes up to 4 ETH floor if you want to buy one. So right now, gold ones are the rare of the rare, the creme of the creme, as the French may say. The gold whales are kind of the thing to have if you've got one. They're amongst a very a small amount club of gold owners, but that is the thing. Many people want to own. I'm going to get one at some point.
Love it. Young investor, really quick. So for people watching that may not know, 2 questions. How old are you and how did you get into NFTs?
Totally. So I'm 13 years old, and after stocks, I've always had an interest in cryptocurrency. I have a small amount of Bitcoin. And I got involved in Ethereum a few months ago. I don't know, this is probably 6 months ago. I think I had a 0.1 ETH, and I think my first major kind of thing where I started spending that 1 ETH was when the multiverse of Greg's came out. I took the bet and I brought at the mint price of 0.3, and I sold it for, I think it was 1.1. I think it was around just over 48 hours later. So that was my first really successful flip. I've got into a few projects since then, including Wells. I was really drawn to it, just like, once you've got an interest in stocks, in my opinion, you're always going to look into cryptocurrency. Yeah. I love what I saw. I've been on Pomp's show before. If you don't know who he is, he's a big Bitcoin bull. So I've spoken to a lot of crypto enthusiasts in the space. Your hardliners, your people who have Ethereum, Bitcoin, have it all really. So yeah, I've spoken to them all really, on my channel, whether that's through Twitter DMs. I've had a few private calls with some people I've been talking about it with. See, I've really talked to tons of people from the crypto space. Done a lot of research myself, and that's how I really got into it.
Nice.
Awesome. So you mentioned, with Secret Society of Whales, the floor sweep on other projects. That's something that really interests me here. And you mentioned that there's, 4 finalists. So is it everyone who owns a whale, you said, gets to vote in the Discord then? What happens to those NFTs that are bought up by Secret Society of Whales?
Okay. So the 4 we currently have, which are selected, I think there was a 10, and it's narrowed down to the final 4. 4 which the community voted on. That's CryptoDads and some other ones. So it's down to final 4. 4. So what will happen is, whichever one is selected, their community wallet will go spend 10 to 15 ETH on that one project, and they will then give away the ones they're brought to whale holders. And so you've got to have your whale delisted for that, I believe. But yeah, so they'll be giving away to random whale holders. And yeah, so it's a kind of fun project, really. It's lots of giveaways, lots of give back to the community. Lots of people, wanting to hold, lots of incentivization. So yeah, I believe this is just one of the many benefits of Secret Society of Whales. I do believe, as many more floor seats, as many more great things to come for this collection.
Awesome. Well, Zach, it looks like they're loving you in the chat. I know you've got some loyal viewers that tuned in to hear from you. We also have some news that you teased on Twitter a little bit. Are you ready to go ahead and make that big announcement here on Benzinga's The Roadmap?
Yep, I'm up for it. Do you want me to fire ahead?
Go for it.
Breaking news?
The floor is yours. Let's hear it. Breaking news right here.
So in about 2 to 3 weeks, there's already been 31 out of the 80 drawn. I'll be launching a project similar to veefriends, but in my own way. So Gary Vee, if you don't know, he's one of these many people who invest in so many startups previously. He's one of those, I think you call the rags to riches people. So he launched a project called veefriends. Veefriends were all hand-drawn by him animals, and this will give you access to VCon in 2021, 2022, and 2023. So, VCon's going to be this big event where he's going to speak, and he's going to have a load of guests, and it's going to be exclusive for holders only to attend. So I'm launching my own project called Zach's Safari. I was originally planning to do something different to animals, but I've been drawing a few. I feel like animals are something more people can relate to than something, let's say, different people and stuff like that. So I have decided to go with animals, and these are going to be animals from a wide range of around the world. There's going to be 80 of them all together, which I've hand drawn. I think I've already done about 2 to 3 drafts each for each one. So a lot of effort's going to go into this. So each of these animals which I'll be launching will give access to number 1 on the private Discord. I'll post my buy and sells, etc., etc. So in total, the 80, which will be sold at 0.05, if they all sell, which I think they will, that's approximately 4 ETH. I will be keeping 1 ETH. Obviously, it wouldn't be financial advice for obvious reasons. So I would be taking 1 ETH for that, and 3 ETH will be left for the community. The plan is to buy 20 NFTs from other projects, so there might be 2 or 3 projects which we're going to get at. I'm aiming to be getting these at a 0.03 floor, and we'll be giving away 20 of them. So I think that's approximately 0.68 or something like that altogether. So then we'll also But I'll also be giving away possibly something like a crypto dad. This is not set in stone in any way. I've allocated approximately 1.32 for one NFT, which I'll also be giving away to random holders. So whole idea is to really push, so when people buy, it's give a lot back to community, give a lot back to all the holders. Do giveaways, make it exciting. It's not just one of those projects where people on Twitter, they go Photoshop their face onto it, it's abandoned, it goes to nothing. This is going to be a project which I'm going to be putting a lot of effort into, and also on top of that, that one will be selected to random holders. That'll be something where obviously more you own, better chance you'll have at winning that. That is, I'm possibly looking at crypto dads at the moment. That's my preferred option. And after all of that left over, there'll be 1 ETH left in the community wallet, which will then be allocated. I'm planning to $200 giveaways per month to holders, and pay possibly a $100 one to non-holders, and plan to keep 3 of them for future giveaways to non-holders. But yeah, so the idea is to give back. Plenty of giveaways, plenty of things coming in. Effort coming in on my end. You can ask me questions. Really community. Those people have been supporting me for a while now. So yeah, it's going to be really exciting in my opinion. And it's not going to be one of those things which is that not necessarily pump and dump, but it's just a bandit. It's going to have a lot of effort going into, and yeah, I think it's going to really reward holders going into the future.
How many pieces are dropping, and is there a way to get whitelisted? I think that's what people want to know.
All right, so there'll be 80 dropping, and if you want to be on the whitelist, I'm not going to do a traditional mint. I'm just going to list them on OpenSea. But I'm more than happy about 2 hours before launch to be able to list it for specific people. So if you want to be on the whitelist, DM me, tell me how many you want, and we'll work something out if you want to be on it before the rest of the crowd. There will be a whale NFT on my end, so that might be one of the more preferred choices by some people. But yeah,
You
it's going to be 80 of them.
80.
Really
Wow. Those are going to go fast, man.
Yeah, 80.
Yeah.
That's a low number compared to some of the ones we've seen. And you said, so is it going to be 80 different animals then?
80 different animals, all hand
Okay,
drawn
so
by
everything
me.
is unique, one-on-ones.
Yep. I've all one-on-ones, and I've already drawn 31 of them. I've been waking up at 6 every morning to do it. Yeah, it's
So
going to come.
no schoolwork right now. This is your homework, is drawing NFTs.
It can't. Yeah, all right. This can be my homework then.
Man, I mean, the chat is loving it. Yeah, there's a lot of people in here that want in on this project already. You talked about the private Discord, and some of the other benefits. I like the comparisons to veefriends, Gary V. I mean, that's a project we've followed a lot. We've talked about. Where's the inspiration? Obviously you followed the NFT space, but what really led to you wanting to, create and manage your own NFT community?
Yeah. So, I'm a big believer in, I don't want to have any regrets, 3 months down the line. If NFTs flop, they flop, let's say. I don't want to have any regrets of not going forward with something, not pushing with something. For eventually in a few months down the road, I'll be like, oh, I wish I did it. I wish I put the effort into it. I wish I gave it a shot. So this Discord is going to be, if you support me, you can come on this Discord. But there'll be 3 free channels, and if you want to and you own one of these, you can use the Collabland bot, which more or less all Discords do, and you can come in. And in this private area, you'll be able to ask me any questions. I'm going to be very active in it. There's only going to be 80 of us. You have to remember. So 80 of us. It's going to really be kind of one-on-one for me. We're going to be talking all the time. I'll be sharing my moves, sharing what I'm doing. We're talking amongst each other about our trade moves, whether that may be NFTs, whether that may be stocks. And we'll be talking a lot about that. There will also be, I forgot to mention, approximately 1 to 2 episodes per week. This will most likely be audio only, or I think I'm going to be doing audio only at the start. So these will be 2 exclusive episodes for Holders Week. I'll be talking about stocks, NFTs, whether news is, whatever's on my mind at the time. So that'll be 2 exclusive episodes to the Holders a week. And this is all guaranteed for 5 months. Now, I'll most probably extend that. 5 months is just my one guarantee. Obviously, I can't guarantee anything forever for obvious reasons. So yeah, 5 months to start. I'll probably extend it to then 8 months after that, depending on how it's going. For some random reason, I changed complete interest. Which I find very doubtful now, seeing as I've been doing this for over a year and a half now. But yeah, so any event, it's guaranteed 5 months. Come and join us. This most likely be going on for a while. Come and get that chance to win that crypto ad or whatever that may be. Get that chance to win those 20 others in the giveaway. Come in, talk. So, I think it's going to be a really exciting project. I think it's going to be really cool. If you want to be on the whitelist, DM me on Discord or on Twitter, and the Twitter's at investor2.
That is amazing, man. Your Genesis piece, I mean, you're 13. This seems like there's going to be a lot of demand, 80 pieces. So the best way to find out is to DM you on Discord or Twitter. Was there going to be a public announcement when they launch, or you talk to us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so you can follow the Twitter for this specifically, which is at Zach Safari. I got the Twitter handle as well, which was great. For some reason, it wasn't already taken. So you can go follow me on there. There'll be weekly updates on that. I'll be doing a YouTube video on my channel, which will explain it all much deeper and much further in detail in about a week. So, we want to iron it out. We want to get the 80 hand-drawn, or most of them hand-drawn, begin uploading it. And then if you do want to, I'll give you, be on the whitelist. I'll give you a good 3 to 5 hours before everyone else. So DM me if you do want that. But yeah, it's going to be really exciting. I'm really pumped about this.
There's a question in the chat about the price. I just want to make sure I heard right. 0.03 was what you said for the price?
All right, we're selling, so we're selling these at 0.05. It's going to be really cheap at the start. We may do 5 extras, which will be selling for 0.1 to 0.2, depending on these will give you access to a monthly call with me or something like that. But yeah, that's not set in stone yet. We want to go over low mint. We want to go with something low on kind of tons of collection, so everyone gets that chance. You don't need to be someone with 0.51 ETH, whatever that may be in your wallet. Everyone gets the chance. Everyone gets the chance to participate. If you're there, if you're fast, I'm sure you'll be able to get yours. I'm sure
and you're avoiding gas wars, just listing them directly on OpenSea. I like that approach. So we definitely talk about gas a lot on the show, and all the gas wars and pricing people out of projects. So I like that approach here too.
Yeah, I've been talking to a few people about this, whether to go down the traditional mint. Number one, slightly easier to list on OpenSea. Also, you don't need you have people on gas or get specific ones of each project. There's going to be none of that. It's going to be first come, first serve. If you want to be on that whitelist, DM me, and you can buy that beforehand. But 0.05 each, maybe some at 0.1, but I highly doubt it. So it'll be 80, all hand drawn by me, and that'll be around in approximately 2 to 3 weeks. We'll be launching that collection, Zach Safari. I think it's going to be really big. I'm really excited for it.
Are there going to be any rarities of the pieces, or are they all going to be judged the same way? How are you doing that?
They're all going to be judged the same way. Whether I'm sure plenty of whales will be interested. The whale, I think, will be regarded as one of the rarer ones. Obviously, or anything I'm in, they may be regarded as a rare one. But they'll all be judged the same. They're all going to be hand drawn by me. Don't expect me to make something beautiful in terms of art. I'm not great at art, but I've tried to put as much effort as I could.
I mean, we've seen the veefriends. They're not exactly Picassos or anything.
They're going to be a bit neater than veefriends. They're going to be a bit neater than veefriends.
All right. Well, we've got the Twitter handle up there for you and also for that new project. Again, DM you either on Twitter or in Discord are the easiest ways to get a hold of you and, find out more and get, whitelisted. Anything else, to share about this exciting project with us?
Yes, that's about all. But, I really do believe in a project which, I make 1 ETH out of it. 3 ETH is going to go towards the community. Depending on our secondary sales liquidity, I do not expect a huge amount of secondary sales, as there's only been 80. Hence, I'm planning to keep 1 ETH left over for the community. So you can do plenty of giveaways, plenty of ETH giveaways in the $100, $200, $300. So there's going to be plenty of chance, I'm sure, when I sold holes, we'll win something at some point. I've already got a few DMs on Twitter. I'll reply to everyone. We'll get you on the whitelist. But DM me on Twitter to be on the whitelist for all the details I said, to kind of, to really get to the core basics, what we're doing. It's basically going to be access to a Discord where we can talk, you can ask questions. I'll post all my stock, NFTs, and buy and sell alerts on. Obviously not financial advice. And you'll also get access to giveaway 20 of random projects, which I'll be selecting, which I like. That'll be an average approximately 0.03 each for each of those NFTs. So it'll be 20 giveaway, and there will also be giveaway one with a max budget of 1.32 each. That's one NFT. This is possibly going to be Crypto Dads or something else. So we're trying to do something special here. We're trying to give back to the holders. And there's going to be plenty more things to come down the line. I wouldn't worry about that.
Love awesome.
And 0.05 mint.
Awesome. Maz, any other questions for Zach here?
Question about whitelist. So it seems like the demand's going to be there, man. I mean, your first Genesis piece, 80 pieces, everyone's going to want some of that. So how are you going to do whitelist if you get more than 80 DMs? Is there any strategy or how? Because I know the demand is there. You're a genius, man. You're 13. You're killing it.
Yeah. Look, I think there's a chance it might go over, but I think if you do get on the whitelist, I'm pretty sure you will get a guaranteed spot. So, come and DM me now.
So DM
I
him
might not get
now.
back to you today.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now, if you're interested, go DM me on Twitter. I'm replying to
You heard
everyone
it here
else
first.
DMs, and we'll
Oh
get you on that
man,
whitelist.
our viewers getting a great exclusive here. So
Yeah.
Zach, thanks again for coming on the show today. We love hearing about, projects like Secret Society of Whales, and also getting that exclusive and talking about Zach Safari NFT, an exclusive here on the roadmap. Zach, we're definitely going to have you back on and look forward to hearing more about this project in the future.
Yep, thanks, Samuel, as always. I'll be getting back everyone in the next day or two. So yeah, we'll get everyone on the whitelist who's interested. My Twitter's @investor2. Says dash on that, or just look up Young Investor 2 and I should pop up. And you can also follow my NFT collection, the exclusive Twitter account for that, @Zach Safari. That's in my pinned tweet anyway, so you can go see that if you want to also follow that for updates on like the every few days. So yeah, 31 already done. So we're very nearly there. Really, give us about a week. We'll be there, and yeah, it's gonna be really exciting. We're gonna have looking forward to creating such a great community. And, 0.05. No mint wars, no gas wars. It's all going to be listed on OpenSea.
Awesome. Well, we got to let you go because we got to let you answer all those DMs you just got, and also get to drawing those other animals. So, Zach, thanks again for coming on the show, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yep, thanks, Samuel. And everyone wish Chris a happy birthday. It's birthday today.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Thank you. Awesome. All right. Well, you guys heard it here on the roadmap. I'm going to leave that Twitter handle up there for a minute. Again, that's Zach, Young Investor, @investor_2, and then also the new NFT project @Zach Safari, Zach with an H. Maz, I mean, we got the exclusive here on the roadmap. That's a cool project. I'm a little surprised only 80. I think there's going to be some demand there. So we'll have to follow along with that story.
Absolutely. And Young Investor, dude, he's only 13. That always, I'm still mind blown every time he comes on. He's so well spoken, such a smart kid. His Genesis piece, 80 pieces, man. If you can own that, that's a hodl for sure.
Yeah, I mean, look at the chat absolutely loves him. I'm reading through all these comments, and also all the people that have already DM'd him. Like you said, Maz, I mean, I think maybe he gets 80 responses today. So
absolutely.
If you're not watching our video live right now and you're watching it on replay, just a reminder, this is why you watch the roadmap live at 2 p.m. Eastern time, Tuesdays and Thursdays, because you never know what information you're going to get on the show that could help you, going forward. So, Maz, that was a big one, right? I don't know how to follow that up, but let's go ahead and get into some headlines and talk about some items that have been announced in NFT land, things that are moving. So I'll start here. We had the Crypto Dads team on not too long ago, right? That's a big project, widely followed. They teased for the first time some pictures of crypto moms. So again, if you missed the show, we heard from the team, every dad holder is going to get one mom. That's one per wallet. So no matter how many dads you own in a wallet, you only get one. But they teased artwork. So these are the first four, Maz, that they teased. I like them, right? That they've got some unique. I mean, look at the curlers in the hair in the bathrobe. I mean, they've got some cool characteristics. And again, I mean, Maz, they told us on the show, right, that these are going to be random, right? It's going to have no bearing over what dad characteristics you have. You're going to be able to mint a mom, and it's going to be completely random. They don't have a timeline set yet, no date, but the fact that they're showing off the artwork and saying that, sneak peeks are coming, I think this is a project to keep on watch.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I like the moms a little bit more than dads, just looking at these here. They're cool. The Crypto Dads team, they're doing it right, man. They know how to market. They know how to build community. And they know how to continue to bring value to holders. So yeah, absolutely keep an eye on this one here for sure. Another big thing that hit this week was the Bored Ape Yacht Club Roadmap 2.0. Did you see that, Chris?
I did. I mean, we saw it briefly on Tuesday's show, right? When we had the Bloot team on. And, you know, there's so much to take away from this picture, right? Because there's that picture. I mean, the roadmap, I feel like there's so many clues buried in there that, like, I can't even begin to think of all the things. But I mean, you have a real yacht, right? They're talking about doing a real yacht party.
Yeah.
They're talking about building, you know, the Soho Club of Miami for ape owners. There's also that picture there of a robot looking dog leg, and there's been some you know, speculation and rumors maybe we get some mutant dogs coming soon. What do you think, Maz? You think that's a guarantee here, or is that just kind of a speculation?
It's a speculation, but I've been talking to a lot of Bored Ape owners, and they seem to all believe that they're coming fairly soon. So something to keep our eye on as well. Dude, I love the roadmap. You know, they really are setting the standard of blue chips, and you know, you can see this, the clubhouse, the yacht. I mean, I want to own an ape. You know, I'm just priced out, but I would definitely want to own an ape looking at this. It's crazy. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I was looking at the floor prices and the volume to see if this roadmap, you know, pumped a little bit more demand, and it looks like Bored Ape and Mutant Apes, you know, in the top 10 for the last 7 days. Looks like the floor on Kennel Club is 3, and I think on Apes it was 37. So it doesn't look like we saw, you know, a ton of increase since the roadmap came out. But again, I mean, this is a high-priced project, so it's not like, you know, you're gonna see the immediate reaction, because, you know, you got to have some liquidity to get into you know, to get an ape. But I mean, you talk about the blue chips, we talk about the big projects. I mean, Bored Apes, I think this picture and this roadmap just goes to show that this is a project that has some lasting value. You know, and again, it's called Roadmap 2.0, but I think there's more roadmaps coming in the future too. So exciting times ahead.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, what do we got next? So we have, so Dapper Labs. I mean, this is a big one, right? So my first NFT project I got into was NBA Top Shot. I think many people out there got exposure that way too. So they announced a new raise, right? So they raised money, valuing the company. Let me put it up on screen here. So Dapper Labs raised $250 million at a $7.6 billion valuation. So Dapper Labs, wow. They make Flow blockchain, which powers NBA Top Shot. They also recently launched WNBA moments as well. They also just announced a deal with La Liga, right? One of the biggest soccer leagues in the world. So they're going to put out moments for La Liga. They also have a deal with the UFC. So we're going to get UFC moments in the future, right? So, I mean, who wouldn't want to own, you know, a Conor McGregor, you know, rookie moment, right? And then also they have some Dr. Seuss IP rights, so they can put out Dr. Seuss NFTs. I mean, this company, they've also got to play some games, right? Some play to earn games that are coming out on the Flow blockchain. So, I mean, to me, this is a one-stop shop, right? They have, you know, NBA Top Shot, they have CryptoKitties, they have some of these other projects, but they also own that blockchain that other companies are using to create NFTs on top of it. So I think that's what brings some of the valuation here. And I also want to highlight, if you can put it up here, there was a tweet that the CEO of Dapper Labs put out on August 31st. And he said, good news for NFTs everywhere is NBA Top Shot and Dapper Studios just getting warmed up. And in that tweet, there was a basketball emoji, there was a soccer ball emoji, and there was a football emoji. So they already have NBA Top Shot. They just announced a deal with La Liga. There's still a football in this this tweet. Maz, what do you think? I gotta say, I think that's some foreshadowing that we're gonna get some football NFTs from Dapper Labs too.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Dude, that's interesting. I'm excited for that. I can see that happening. My thing is, so where does college come into this? You know, do college sports and teams, do they start doing NFTs? What do you think?
So some of the colleges have signed some smaller NFT deals, but I think it gets real, like, it's too hard for someone to grab all the teams, right? And do the whole NCAA. because they all have like different like licensing partners, different, brand marketing deals and stuff. So I feel like they're all just going to levitate to these like individual one school deals. I think there was actually the SEC, I think, did announce a deal for their entire conference. But like, as far as like, Big Ten schools here in Michigan, like, I think they're just doing their own. But I mean, that's huge now, right? With the name, image, and likeness, where college athletes can make money off of these NFTs and off of these brand deals. That's a great point here, Maz. Also we've talked about, NFL before, where the NFL told players that they couldn't do individual NFTs. The teams couldn't do individual, but some of the players have done their own. And the way they work around it, right, is they just don't have their team logo or the NFL logo in the NFT, right? They can put out an NFT of themselves. It's their themselves. They can't get blocked from doing that, but they can't advertise the NFL or the team, which I think, with that being said, I think the NFL has been working on a NFT deal, and I wonder if it's been Dapper all along. So, I mean, we'll get news soon, but I mean, NBA Top Shot's starting to get some more life. That project seemed like it peaked in February and then really fell off. But I'm seeing prices start to go up. Interest in pack drops go up. I've been heading over to Top Shot, doing a little bit of, looking around and stuff again for the first time in months, I'll be honest. So I think this funding round by Dapper, I mean, it's pretty exciting for that company.
Love it. So moving forward here with the news. So if you missed Tuesday's episode, we had the Bloot founders, Hunter, Dylan, and Tropo stop by. And it was a great episode overall, Chris. They dropped a lot of gems. But speaking of Top Shop, they talked about Top Shop being the gateway to NFTs for them. And you seem like that was a gateway for you. So, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I loved hearing from people who I respect in the NFT community and who are behind some of these big projects saying, yeah, I got my start from Top Shot. Like, I mean, I think that's a perfect gateway, right? You can buy Top Shots with, a credit card or a debit card. You don't have to mess with a wallet, Ethereum. You can pay, with USD, right? And you also, I mean, the moments are cool, right? It's a video highlight of an NBA moment. I mean, I love that. I collected cards as a kid. So to me, it's just like trading cards all over again. I think the thing that really did in Top Shot, and Hunter and Dylan talked about this, right, was supply and demand. They put out too many. Once the supply increased, people didn't want to buy these packs anymore because the demand wasn't there and they weren't able to sell for profits anymore. And I saw that firsthand, right? You used to be able to get in line, buy a pack, and if you were one of the lucky people who got a pack, you could flip those moments so fast and make a profit, or you could hold those moments and during the season, resell them for a better profit. So there were opportunities, and now, I mean, it kind of fell off. But like I said, I think it's getting some life back. But I really like them talking about, Top Shot being kind of a gateway. And again, we give out, some education on this show and talk about, where people should start. Top Shot's one of those places where if you're new to NFTs, you don't own crypto, you don't have a wallet, maybe take a look at Top Shot, right? And see what the moments are all about. As Hunter said, grab a notebook, write down some stats, write down some prices, do a little research. But I think Top Shot's a great way for people to get started.
Absolutely. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if the NFL does make a deal with Top Shot. And just seeing the whole, it seems like the sports worlds and the NFT world seem to be collabing a lot more than I anticipated.
Yeah, and I mean, the other thing I really liked about Tuesday, right? We talked all about Bloot, right, for a while, but we also talked just overall NFT market, right? And their thoughts on, are we early? Are we going to make it, right? That old phrase we hear so much. And I really liked hearing, again, from people, that I respect in the NFT community, talking about being early. And also they gave us some education, Maz, on, red flags in projects, what to look for, betting on the horse or the jockey, different approaches, to NFTs, getting into Discords first, right? That's something we talk about, right? Join the Discord. See if people are, you heard Zach, right? Young Investor, say that he loved the Whales Discord because people could go in there, they could ask questions without getting shamed, right? They weren't getting yelled at or, called dumb for asking these questions. So again, if you're new to NFTs, find the Discords that welcome new people. Find the good communities out there. Maz, what else did you take away, from this interview with these three great guys?
Absolutely. And the thing I took away the most is that sometimes, projects may be quiet, but it doesn't mean they're not working on anything, right? A lot of times in the NFT world, they talked a lot about the roadmaps, right? And they don't like projects that have this, perfect polished roadmap. It's selling you a false dream. And I agree with them. We're still so early that a lot of these projects want to promise you everything and they don't deliver. I'd rather be with a project that, builds with you and, they're working hard behind the scenes and they're building little by little and just working on the community aspect of things as well. So I like that, so many projects offer you everything and we haven't seen anything be delivered yet. So always keep an eye for that. That's what I took from that.
Yeah, I love that, Maz. I definitely like that too. I mean, ultimately our show is called The Roadmap. Most NFT projects have a roadmap, but again, you can put anything on paper or on the internet, right? Doesn't mean it's going to be true. And also I kind of like the projects that, under promise and over deliver, right? Instead of the opposite, right? The worst thing you can do is promise the world and say, hey, if we 100% sell this out, you're going to get, 15 free airdrops. Someone's going to win, a bunch of free Ethereum. We're going to buy a Bored Ape and someone's going to get that. And I mean, just all these different things, right? It's cool when projects do, one or two different things at a time. But once you start, listing unrealistic things. I mean, I know there was, and I'm not going to name names and I don't even remember, but there was one project I know that we mentioned and talked about in a different Discord where it was like they were going to give away Ethereum to, every holder and all this. And once you started doing the math, it was like, wait a minute, there's not enough Ethereum to give everyone this Ethereum. How are they going to do this? And as soon as you start to question something like that and it's too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. So definitely love that advice. So a great interview. Again, if you guys missed that, that was our show on Tuesday with the team behind Bloot. But again, we didn't just talk Bloot. I mean, we had a fun time talking about Bloot. Don't get me wrong. That was some fun conversation, some fun keywords. But we also talked just overall NFTs and then also talked, about their start with NBA Top Shot. So, Maz, one of the upcoming NFTs that we've talked about, I think we mentioned it before on the show. We have Mechaverse, right? So this is a hyped project. No release date that I know of yet. They still haven't decided 100% on, whitelist or not. Their Discord, over 100,000 members. It hit on Tuesday.
Wow, man.
And Maz, this isn't even a 10,000 project. They're minting 8,888. I mean, I'm pretty good at math. 100,000 people, 8,888 mechas. Those numbers don't add up. What's going to happen here?
So this drop is probably the most anticipated drop that I've seen since I've been in NFTs. Their Discord is absolutely insane. So it seems like the team is trying to find a fair way to do this. I've seen them talk about raffles, maybe raffling out, they're not going to do a complete like normal drop because gas would probably be like 1 million, So how is it fair? Because people are going to want this. So I think they're doing a raffle sometime at the beginning of October, I believe. But yeah, man, if you get one of these, you have essentially gold. They're awesome. Just look at the artwork. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean that artwork is what drew me into the project, and I don't even remember how many members were in the Discord when I joined Maz, but I feel like it was early and there was already over 10,000. I mean, that's how I knew this project. Like when people first started mentioning it, or I first heard of it, there was already over 10,000, I think, in the Discord. So I wasn't even that early as I would have liked to be, but I think definitely they need to come up with a way to do this, a raffle or something. I love the one that looked kind of Lego-ish, right? They've got some Lego ones. I love that. I mean, a kid who grew up playing Legos, my kids all play Legos. I think that looks awesome. The colors on these really pop too. Yeah,
So
there's
dope.
there's the
So
Lego
dope,
right there.
yeah.
That's the one I want. I'm not going to be able to afford it, I'm sure, but if for some reason I'm able to get a mecha and I was able to get this, I mean, that is the one that I just think is the coolest one in this slide. I mean, Maz, the Sevens, Oni, Vogue, what other projects, I mean, had huge gas? I mean, I can't even think of what this would compare to those other mints.
This would be next level. This would be absolutely next level. So I think they've realized that. And, you know, again, hopefully, last I heard, they're doing a raffle, which each person can mint 2. So that means, you know, yeah, 4,000-ish people will get one. Maybe flip one in secondary and hold one. But yeah, this will be one to watch, and I can't wait to come back and report on what we see. And I'm sure we'll both try to get in on the raffle if there is one. But yeah, this is the drop to see. You know, if you are an NFT, this is one to watch or at least try to get into. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, Maz, you were telling me before the show started about art blocks. I know art blocks is a project that you are pretty passionate about. You've owned some of these art blocks. We had a huge sale. I mean, and I can't even believe this sale that you were telling me about, Maz. So go ahead, give our viewers the details on this recent art block sale.
So first of all, it seems like a lot of NFT space, the space as a whole, they just want to buy and flip right away, right? So this is a perfect example of why, you know, sometimes you may not want to flip something right away. So this person bought an art block squiggle. He bought it for 0.25 ETH, which was around $1,233. He sold it for 922.5 ETH, which is around $2,976,000. So he held this piece for 8 months and 1 day, and he profited $2,745,000. So think of how hard it must have been to not sell this piece when it 10x, 15x, 50x, you know, diamond hands. So this just shows us, you know, 6, 7, 8 months from now, there may be some pieces that we may have flipped that if we held on to could bring the same amount of return. So always know what you hold, do some research. You know, this piece is awesome. I own a squiggle myself and I do not plan on selling it anytime soon, but dude, this is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Maz, there's a lot to unpack there, right? Because we talk all the time, you know, about having liquidity. And one of the things about having liquidity is that sometimes you have to sell. And I also encourage taking profits, right? I'm a big firm believer in that, coming from stock market, you know, where it's okay to take some profits. So I feel like the only happy medium here is if you have the money is to buy more than one of a project, right?
Yeah.
And then as it runs up, you know, you maybe sell one and keep one. But even then, I mean, if you sold one of these and kept one, you'd still be missing out on a lot of money. But I feel like at least maybe then you took profits and you still own one. I mean, what's the strategy here, Mass? How do you play both sides of being liquid and also holding on to the pieces? I mean, are you just trying to figure out what you think blue chips are and hold those, or are you trying to hold a little bit of everything just in case?
Yeah, at the end of the day, profit's profit, right? Whether you 10x, 2x, doesn't matter. You made profit, which is great. I think it just comes down to doing your research. And if you really believe in a project, right? A project like Art Blocks, this was the first drop, the squiggle. You know, it's an iconic piece. So, you know, sometimes things like that you may want to hold and maybe risk losing some liquidity for. But if there's a lot of uncertainty on projects and things like that, you should take profit. But absolutely, like you said, if you can buy 2 or 3 of a piece and take profits along the way, I think that would be a lot more easy on the mind than, you know, selling and looking back, you know, and potentially missing on gains. But still, profit's profit in my eyes.
Definitely. I mean, that's a big sale out there, though, Maz. Great piece of content there. I want to talk about Doge Pound. We had the Doge Pound team on the show twice, and Maz, I don't know if you saw this tweet, but they put out a tweet talking about their launch pad, and one of the things that they're doing is that they are I forgot where that picture is. They're giving early access to some new projects and some other mints. So essentially, if you own a Doge Pound, you will get early access to several other NFT projects. And that's a trend we're starting to see more and more, Maz. I mean, veefriends is doing it. I think you said 888 is doing it. we're
Yeah.
seeing a lot of these widely followed big community projects trying to offer something, you know, for their holders. And one of the ways, instead of doing their own airdrops, their own new projects, you find other projects and kind of partner with them and essentially grant your holders some whitelist capabilities here. What do you take away from this, Maz? I mean, is this a new trend here to stay for these projects?
Well, yeah. First of all, shout out to the Dogepound family community. They're awesome. You know, they seem to always be leading the way as far as, you know, NFTs go. So seeing them do this is huge. Yeah, VeeFriends kind of set that trend where, you know, it's almost like membership access to drops, and I love that. I think this is something that offers more value, more utility. It seems like the utility NFTs have done well so far in the last couple of weeks when we've had a slight, you know, downtrend in NFTs. So utility aspect of this is huge. You know, now I own a Doge Pound, not just because I like the art, not just because I like the dogs. I own it because it brings me extra value by holding the piece. I'm not going to flip it because I hold more value holding this than I would flipping it. So it's an interesting move. I think it's here to stay. I think only certain projects will succeed at this because only certain projects will have the leverage to do this, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the key, right? Is like, if you're a new NFT project, you want to be able to offer your own community, your Discord, something, but also to gain interest, you could partner with someone like the Doge Pound here and give that early whitelist. But like, you got to balance it, right? Because you want to make sure you've got enough for a pre-sale for your community, a pre-sale for a different community, and also for a public sale. I mean, that's how some of these projects, you're successful or not, is based on that interest in the public sale. So I like it. It makes me even more bullish on Doge Pound, which, I mean, I already love the Doge Pound. But I think getting that access to other projects, I mean, that's an underrated catalyst. You can't really put a price on that, right? So if you own a Doge Pound for, 0.9 ETH, are you paying 0.9 ETH for the Doge? Are you paying it for that early access? Are you comboing and getting, the best of both worlds? I think it's the best of both worlds here.
Exactly. And that's cool too, because you can just pick up one at the floor and still get the same access as someone that owns like the rarest one too. So I'm curious to see how that happens with the value of these pieces too.
Yeah, awesome. Maz, any other projects or mints or anything out there that you have been watching or are watching coming up?
I know there is broadcasters. They're unveiling today at 5 p.m. I know. Do you have any of those?
I do. So I bought 2 broadcasters from the pre-mint, not myself, but from OpenSea, the secondary. And then they were supposed to unveil yesterday, and they did a 24-hour delay, Maz, which I'm not a huge fan of, right? But I'm holding them, and at 5 o'clock today, hopefully we get the unveil. I mean, I liked the artwork. I liked this project. But again, this is a smaller one. I only own 2, but we'll see what happens. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Time Magazine did a drop earlier today, and they're doing an unveil later today. So that's interesting because they're big. They're a big community, and it's interesting to see them get into this space as well.
Yeah. I mean, Time has been all over this, right? And one of the leaders at Time is bullish on NFTs, and I think that really helps. I mean, we talked about that recently with DraftKings, right? The co-founder of DraftKings, he owns an ape. He's bullish on NFTs. So what happens? DraftKings becomes bullish on NFTs. They buy a CryptoPunk. They buy a Bored Ape. They give them away as prizes. When these big companies get into NFTs, I mean, look at like Anheuser-Busch, right? They bought an NFT. Visa, right? Visa buying a CryptoPunk. So yeah, Time Magazine launched some NFTs earlier. I mean, huge gas wars, huge secondary sales. They also have that partnership with Cool Cats. So I mean, they are pretty bullish here on NFTs. And I think, again, magazines kind of went away. Everything shifted to digital. And I mean, talk about a way to keep your brand relevant and going to capture on this NFT trend. So I think Time's doing the right thing here.
Absolutely. This could be a huge catalyst to, bring the next wave of NFT, consumers. So it's exciting to see this. I can't wait to see how this plays out.
Yeah, well, Maz, after our show ends in a couple minutes, we actually have a premiere coming up here on Benzinga, and it's NFT related. I don't know if you have seen this, Maz. I saw this TikTok that Benzinga put out. We actually did interviews with people on the street in Detroit, not
the way.
myself, but some of my teammates, and they actually talked to people about NFTs, including those popular rocks that were sold for millions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead. Let's play a brief trailer on what people are in for at 3 o'clock with our full premiere episode here.
Let's do it.
A rock. So this is an NFT right here. How much do you think this sold for?
$10,000.
Higher.
30,000.
Higher.
100,000.
Higher.
700,000.
Higher.
2 million.
1.3 million.
Holy. What did he say?
For a picture of a rock.
For a picture of a rock.
Okay.
That's just a stupid boulder.
It's a picture of a rock.
It's not just a boulder. It's a rock.
Maz, what do you think? I mean, them crypto rocks, they had some big sales, and I love it and I hate it, right? Because I love it that it, brings attention to NFTs, but also I hate it because I feel like it makes people just hate NFTs and think they're a waste of money and have no value. So, I'm excited to watch this episode though and hear what people have to say about NFTs, or people who maybe don't know anything about NFTs.
Exactly. Is this premiering on YouTube or TikTok or both?
On YouTube. So right after our show ends, don't go anywhere, guys. It's going to redirect and it's going to be a premiere of Benzinga. Again, it's just a 30-minute episode of us interviewing people on the street,
That's
including
awesome.
asking about NFTs. So, Maz, we're going to get kicked out of here in a minute. We'll be back next week, Tuesday and Thursday, with shows at 2 p.m. Eastern time. I know we've got some interviews. We've got some exciting things coming for this show, right? So, I hope everyone is enjoying our NFT content. Again, press 1 in the chat if you want more NFT content from Benzinga. And also, please subscribe to the channel and smash that like.
Absolutely. So we'll mint some stuff through the weekend and come back on Tuesday and report. So we'll see you guys then.
Yeah, hopefully we've got some pictures to show off of some new NFTs, Mass. So great tease there. So we will be back. But again, guys, don't go anywhere. We have that premiere coming up next. Take care, everyone, and we will see you next week.
See you guys.